Welcome to another edition of Endzone to Endzone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Ryan Nutt. Of course, technology continues to shovel right out poker at my ass. But again, welcome to another edition as I'm trying to adjust shit here on the fly. Again, I know it says early eating sports buffet with the Ginch. For some odd reason, it's StreamYard is messing with me. But this is Endzone to Endzone. Thanks to all those who tune in live, who check out the replays. So, did you enjoy the weekend's games? Did your favorite team win? If they won, were you happy with the performance? If they lost, were you happy that they battled, or were you just pissed off at their effort? So let's get to it, shall we? It all started off on Thursday with the Packers beating the Commanders. The Packers right now, if they stay healthy, look like a complete team. They baffled the Commanders for the most part. If we go to statistics, Jaden Daniels was 24 of 42, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. They only ran the ball collectively 19 times for 51 yards. Zach Ertz was the leading receiver, 6 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Leading tackler was Bobby Wagner with 11 total tackles. For Green Bay, Jordan Love, 19 to 31, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Oh, Jaden Daniels was sacked 4 times, by the way. Green Bay rushing, Josh Jacobs, 23 of 84 and a touchdown. Tyler Kraft had a day. 6 catches, 124 yards, and a touchdown reception. Ezra Cooper, 10 total tackles. Your leading tackler. If we go to statistics, clean game, no turnovers. But look, when you're running the ball for 135 yards and your opponent only rushes it for 51 yards, therefore, hence, thusly, and ergo, for the most part, sums it up. Green Bay was penalized 10 times for 77 yards. Washington 5 for only 30. But anybody who watched the game, Green Bay established the run. They stuck to the run. Again, Ja'Cory, Krosky, Merritt, and Austin Eckler, who is now out. Ja'Cory, Krosky, Merritt only ran the ball 4 times. Austin Eckler 8. Jaden Daniels 7. 19 carries for 51 yards collectively isn't going to do it. You can't have Jaden Daniels throwing it up 42 times expecting to win. Even though there were no turnovers, Green Bay was definitely the more balanced team, better defensively. So Green Bay moves to 2-0. The Commanders fall to 1-1. As we follow the bouncing ball down the line. Sunday's games, the Bengals beat the Jags. Entertaining. Not for Bengals fans because Joe Burrow is out for 3 months with that turf toe. But the Bengals win 31-27. Hard-fought win. Second week in a row. The statistics, Trevor Lawrence, 24-42, 271, 3 touchdowns, but he threw 2 picks. Travis Etienne Jr., 14 carries, 71 yards rushing. Parker Washington, 5 catches, 76 yards. Diami Brown and Travis Etienne and Bashal Tutin, each with a receiving touchdown apiece. Jordan Lewis was the leading tackler for Jacksonville with 8 total tackles. Again, Burrow got knocked out. Jake Browning was 21 to 32, 241, 2 touchdowns, but he threw the 3 picks. That needs to change. Cincinnati abandoned the running game. Only 17 carries for 48 yards collectively. Jamar Chase doing Jamar Chase type things. 14 receptions, 165 yards, and a tutty. T. Higgins and Michael Tinsley also caught touchdown passes. Leading tackler was Dax Hill and Geno Stone with 9 total tackles apiece. Team stats, again, ugly game. Bengals with 3 turnovers, Jacksonville with 2 turnovers, all interceptions. Jacksonville won the rushing battle. The Bengals won the obviously the passing battle. They were both about the same on third down conversions. But the Bengals did just enough to slide by. Bengals now 2-0, Jaguars 1-1. Again, both teams are going to have to cut down on turnovers. Browning can't be throwing it up that many times. You can't rush it only 16 times, 17 times like the Bengals did. Jaguars at least stuck to that game plan about rushing it. They ran the ball 27 times. So for the Bengals going forward with Browning their back quarterback, can't expect him to throw it up either that many times. The Bengals are going to have to try and find more balance offensively. Try and help their defense out a little bit. But look, the Bengals are 2-0. The Jaguars now 1-1. In the WTF game, the Giants and the Cowboys played to overtime. The Cowboys won on a late field goal, 40-37. I don't think either team really wanted to win the game. You watched the game. Both of them are satisfied with a tie, is what it seemed like. But the Cowboys come away with the division win. Cowboys are 1-1. 1-1 in the division. Giants now 0-2. They're 0-2 in conference play. For New York, Russell Wilson, 30 of 41, 450 yards passing, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Cam Scatabo, 11 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. Malik Neighbors, 9 for 167 and 2 touchdowns receiving. Wan'Dale Robinson, 8 for 142 and a touchdown. Cowboys defense was ass. The Giants defense was ass. Leading tackler for the Giants, Paulson Adebo, 13 total tackles. For the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, 38 of 52, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Javonte Williams continues his impressive play, 18 carries, 97 yards, and a touch. CeeDee Lamb, 9 catches, 112 yards. Pickens and Turpin with a receiving touchdown apiece. Leading tackler was Kaiir Elam, 9 total tackles. We go to the team stats, unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Giants were penalized 14 times for 160 yards. And the Cowboys penalized 12 times for 106 yards. That is putrid. That is pungent. That reeks. That's horrible. Cowboys won the rushing battle. New York Giants with 506 yards of total offense. The Cowboys 478. But again, it was a who's who of players that stepped up with no defense to be found. But the Cowboys toughed it out for the 40-37 W. The Lions beat the shit out of the Bears 52-21. It's horrible defense by Chicago. Thought they were going to make a game of it there for a second, but then Detroit pulled away. Caleb Williams was 19 of 30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. DeAndre Swift, 12 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown. Rome Odunze, 7 catches, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving. Jaquan Brisker, 9 total tackles. For Detroit, Jared Goff, 23 of 28, 334 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. More importantly, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery with a rushing touchdown apiece. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 carries, 94 yards and a touch. Amon St. Brown, Jamison Williams, each with over 100 yards receiving apiece. Amon St. Brown, 3 touchdowns receiving. Jack Campbell, the leading tackler, 8 total touchdowns. The statistics, team-wise, Chicago turned it over twice, Detroit none. Which didn't help. Detroit ran the ball for 177 yards, Chicago 134. Passing yards favored the Lions. They were about equal on. Did Chicago a little bit better on third down, but look, turn it over twice and you give up big play after big play. You lose. Detroit now 1-1. Bears 0-2. Bears 0-2 in the division. Back-to-back games with the Vikings and the Lions. Just not a good performance by the Bears in general. The Los Angeles Rams with a huge road win, albeit it was the Titans. They beat the Titans 33-19. Titans made a game of it for a little bit. Rams pulled away. Matthew Stafford, 23 of 33, 298 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Kyron Williams, 17 carries, 66 yards rushing. Leading receiver, Devontae Adams, 6 catches, 106 yards, and a receiving touchdown. Cameron Kinchins, 10 total tackles. For the Titans, Cam Ward was 19 of 33, 175, a touchdown, no picks. Tony Pollard, 20 carries, 92 yards. Calvin Ridley, 3 catches for 57 yards. Amani Hooker and Jarvis Brownlee Jr., 8 total tackles apiece for the Titans. Go to the team stats. Rams outrushed the Titans. They won the passing battle. Both turned it over once. But again, the Rams just made more big plays than the Titans did. Titans fall to 0-2. The Rams now 2-0. In another game that didn't seem like either team wanted to win. Patriots pull it out 33-27 over the Dolphins. Drake May for New England, 19 of 23, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, more importantly, no picks. Ramondre Stevenson, 11 carries, 54 yards. He also tacked on 5 catches for 88 yards, so a good day for him. Jalen Hawkins and Christian Ellis, 8 total tackles apiece for the Patriots. For the Fins, Tua was 26 of 32, 315 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He was sacked 5 times. Collectively, Miami ran the ball 15 times for 61 yards, which isn't going to cut it. Tyreek Hill, no receiving touchdowns, but 6 of 109 and no touchdowns receiving. Devin Achane, he added 8 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. Tyrell Dodson, 9 total tackles. At the statistics, team-wise, New England outran them 2-1. New England was 7 of 12 on third down. Miami was 4 of 10. Miami was 0 of 2 on fourth down. They turned it over once. And look, it was a back and forth game. The Patriots with the win on the road. Dolphins now in a 0-2 hole. Patriots are 1-1. '49ers hold off the Saints 26-21. Purdy-less, Kittle-less. They held on now. How about Mac Jones for the 49ers? 26 of 39, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, more importantly, no picks. Christian McCaffrey, 13 carries for 55 yards. Juwan Jennings, 5 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown. Fred Warner with 11 total tackles. For New Orleans, Spencer Rattler, Had a day two, 25 of 34, 207, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Alvin Kamara, 21 carries for 99 yards. Chris Olave, 6 catches for 54 yards, no touchdowns. Demario Davis, 11 total tackles. Team stats, New Orleans actually won the rushing battle. Abysmal on third down, though, 4 of 11. 49ers were 8 of 15 on third down, which seems to have been the difference if you watch the game. But again, San Francisco holds on for the win. They're 2-0. The Saints fall to 0-2. As we go down the list, Bills hammered the Jets 30-10. I actually picked the Jets to win this game. What a buffoon I was. Justin Fields got hurt, put in concussion protocol. Josh Allen really didn't have to do much. He was 14 of 25, 148 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. James Cook with the big day, 21, 132, and 2 touchdowns rushing. Joshua Palmer, 2 catches, 47 yards. Cole Bishop and Matt Milano with 5 total tackles apiece. For the Jets, again, Fields got knocked out. Tyrod Taylor came in. Admirable, 7 of 11, 56 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Justin Fields, leading rusher, 5 for 49. Garrett Wilson, 4 catches for 50 yards. Jamie and Sherwood, 13 total tackles. But look, Fields got knocked out. Buffalo outrushed him 224-100. Buffalo ran the ball 43 times. So when you're running the ball that efficiently, by the way, the Jets were 0 of 11 on third down. So Buffalo running it 43 times for 224 yards, coupled with the fact that the Jets were 0 of 3. They were 0 of 11 on third down, but they were 3 of 3 on fourth downs. Ass kicking. Bills 2-0. The Jets fall to 0-2. In kind of a surprise shocker, the Seahawks handled the Steelers 31-17. Really, to be honest with you, Seahawks kind of dominated the game. Sam Darnold was 22 of 33, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he threw 2 picks. He needs to cut down on that. Kenneth Walker, 13 carries, 105, and a rushing touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba coming into his own, 8 catches for 103 yards. Ernest Jones, 10 total tackles for the Seahawks. Aaron Rodgers came crashing back to earth. He was 18 of 33, 203 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. Collectively, Pittsburgh ran it 21 times for 72 yards. Jalen Warren added 4 catches for 86 yards. Peyton Wilson, 10 total tackles. Pittsburgh defense does not look good. I'm not saying the Seahawks are any better. But the Seahawks played well against the 49ers last week, and they handled their business on the road. Each team turned it over twice. Seattle won the rushing battle. They were both about the same on third and fourth downs. But look, Seattle just made more big plays than the Steelers did, and the Steelers just could not get anything going offensively. Both teams now sitting at 1-1. The Ravens handled the Browns 41-17. It was actually kind of close. The Browns were up at half. And then the Browns do what the Browns do when they collapse. Joe Flacco was 25 of 45, 199 yards, a touchdown and a pick. I'm not so sure he'll be the starter this week. Quinshon Judkins made his debut, 10 carries, 61 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 4 catches for 51 yards. Devin Bush, 8 total tackles for the Browns. For the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, 19 of 29, 225, 4 touchdowns and no picks. Baltimore rushing. Cleveland made it a point to stop Derrick Henry, who had 11 carries for 23 yards. Collectively, 21 carries, 45 yards for the Ravens. You don't see that often. But it was almost like the Browns were saying, we're not going to let Henry beat us. If Lamar beats us throwing it, kudos to you. Zay Flowers, 7 catches for 75 yards. Roquan Smith, 15 total tackles for the Ravens. Browns turned it over twice, which didn't help. Browns won the rushing battle. The Ravens were horrible on third down, 3 of 12. Cleveland, 7 of 18. But look, you turned it over twice. The Ravens pulled away in the second half. Ravens 1-1. Browns 0-2. Browns 0-2 in the division. A surprise, the Colts, ladies and gentlemen, are 2-0. They beat the Broncos 29-28. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Bo Nix for Denver, 22 of 30, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. J.K. Dobbins, 14 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Troy Franklin, 8 catches, 89 yards, and a tud. Pat Surtain, leading tackler for Denver. For the Colts, Daniel Jones continues to impress. 23 of 34, 316 yards, a touchdown, no picks, more importantly. Jonathan Taylor, 25 carries, 165 yards. Tyler Warren continuing his rookie campaign with 4 catches for 79 yards. Nick Cross, Grover Stewart, and Joe Bacci, 7 total tackles apiece. Your team stats. Indianapolis won the rushing battle. They were better on third down. Hence, thusly, look, the Colts keep the field goal at the end. Denver missed a field goal to win it. It's the little things, ladies and gentlemen. It's the fundamentals in the NFL. And the Colts surged to 2-0. The Broncos now 1-1. So we follow the bouncing ball. Cardinals with a hard-earned fought victory against the Panthers. Panthers played better. Cardinals held on, though. They really did hold on. Bryce Young, 33 of 55, 328, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Can't expect your quarterback to throw it up 55 times and win. Carolina running the ball, 19 carries collectively, 49 yards. That needs to change. Titaroa McMillan, the rookie, 6 catches, 100 yards receiving. Trayvon Moring, 9 total tackles for the Panthers. For the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, pedestrian, 17 of 25, 220, touchdown, but a pick. Arizona couldn't run the football either. 22 carries collectively, 82 yards and a touchdown. Trey McBride, the leading receiver, 6 catches for 78 yards. Jalen Thompson, 10 total tackles. The Cardinals. Go to the team stats. Carolina turned it over twice. Arizona once. Arizona won the rushing battle. They were both about the same on third down conversions. Carolina was 3 of 4 on fourth down. But look, you can't run the ball 19 times like Carolina did, and you throw it up 55 times and you expect to win the ball game. More often than not, you're going to lose those types of games. Arizona improves to 2-0. Panthers now fall to 0-2. The Eagles beat my Chefs 20-17. I keep trying to tell people that the Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs this year. I'm hoping people are starting to come around. They look disinterested. Look, neither team looked good, but the Eagles did enough to win the ball game, and that's what championship teams do. Kansas City should find ways. Jalen Hurts, 15 of 22, 101 yards, no touchdowns, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries, 88 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 53 yards. Cooper DeJean, 8 total tackles for the Eagles. For the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 16 to 29, 187, a touchdown and a pick. Pardon me. Patrick Mahomes is the leading rusher for the Chiefs. 7 carries, 66 yards, and a rushing touchdown. You're not going to win many games with Patrick Mahomes being your leading rusher, by the way. Kareem Hunt doesn't have a burst anymore as a Checo. Ever since he's gotten injured 2 years ago, doesn't look the same. Travis Kelce, 4 catches, 61 yards. Had a couple drops. Chamari Connor and Jalen Watson, 9 total tackles apiece for the Chiefs. Eagles didn't turn it over. The Chiefs turned it over with that interception, a costly one. Sort of Kelsey's fault. Rushing was equal. Passing yards favored the Chiefs. But the turnovers kill. And the Eagles did just enough. Eagles now 2-0. Chiefs 0-2. Falcons beat the Vikings on Sunday night 22-6. That game was fugly too. I fell asleep in the third quarter. For the Falcons, Michael Penix Jr., 13 to 21, 135, no touchdowns, no picks. Bijan Robinson, 22 rushes, 143 yards. Drake London, 3 catches, 49 yards. David Onyemata and Zach Harrison, 5 total tackles apiece. For Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy knocked out of the game, basically 11 to 21, 158, no touchdowns, threw 2 picks. That needs to change. He's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. But look, Minnesota only ran the ball 19 times for 78 yards. Turning it over, can't run the football. Justin Jefferson, 3 catches, 81 yards. Ivan Pace Jr., Theo Jackson, 9 total tackles apiece. Go to the team stats. Minnesota turned it over 4 times. And you can't run the ball. Ass kicked. You can't lose the turnover margin. You can't almost getting outrushed 3 to 1 and expect to win the game. Minnesota and Atlanta now 1-1 apiece. And then yesterday, the Buccaneers beat the Texans in a comeback. Sort of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Texans surprisingly now 0-2. The Buccaneers are 2-0. For the Buccaneers, 25 of 38, 215, 2 touchdowns, no picks was Baker Mayfield. Bucky Irving, 17 carries, 71 yards. Rashad White added a touchdown rushing. Mike Evans, 5 catches, 56 yards. Tyke Smith, 6 total tackles. For the Texans, C.J. Stroud, 13 of 24, 207 yards, and a touchdown, no picks. Houston only ran the ball 19 times for 84 yards. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Henry To'o, 11 total tackles. Go to the team stats. Clean game, no turnovers. But look, again, I'll say it as I say it all the time. Got to be able to run the football. Tampa Bay ran it for 169 yards. Houston, 84. Tampa Bay had the ball 37 minutes. Houston, 23 minutes. Houston was 2-9 on third down. Houston still had a chance to win. Buccaneers did just enough. And then the final game on the week 2 slate was the Chargers and the Raiders. Chargers playing hardball ball. And again, for some reason, they don't have the stats up on ESPN. I was trying to look for better stats. But anywho, the Raiders with the 20-9 victory. Of course, Brady was in not the press box, but the coach's box. The NFL said he did nothing wrong, so okay. Chargers are now 2-0. The Raiders are 1-1. So let's jump to week number 3. 8:15 on Thursday on Prime Video. We've got the Bills and the Dolphins. Buffalo's favored by 11.5. Dolphins showed some fight this past week. They always struggle in Buffalo. Usually it's Buffalo struggles in Miami. It's coincided vice versa. Do I think Buffalo will cover? I don't know. I think they may. I'm going to go Buffalo 35, the Dolphins 21. Then on Sunday, the 1 o'clock games, the Packers are at the Browns on Fox. Green Bay is favored by 7.5. Cleveland seems to be hell-bent on stopping teams' run games. I don't see the Browns covering. I'll go Packers 27, Browns 17. 1 p.m. on CBS, Colts at the Titans. Indianapolis favored by 3.5 only. Titans don't look that great. Colts might have something cooking here. I'm going to go Colts 24, Titans 17. 1 p.m. the Bengals at the Vikings on CBS. Minnesota is favored by 2.5. That's because Burrow is out, and probably because of the Bengals defense. But look, Vikings, they have most of their weapons still, even though Aaron Jones is going to be out, Jordan Mason is going to take over. Bengals have had 2 tough games in a row. Vikings looked less than stellar week 1. They had to come back, and then they shit the bed week 2. But I'm still going to go Bengals. I'll go Bengals 28, Vikings 24. 1 p.m. CBS, Steelers at the Patriots. Pittsburgh favored by 1.5. Don't like the way the Steelers defense has looked. Patriots, so-so. Do I think Steelers are going to start out the season 1-2? With much trepidation, I'll go Steelers 27, Patriots 20. 1 p.m. on Fox, the Rams at the Eagles, which is one of the games of the week. Philly favored by 3.5. I went back and forth on this. But the fact that the Rams have Devontae Adams could be a difference maker for me. Might be a defensive struggle. I'm going to go Rams 24, Eagles 20. 1 p.m. the Jets at the Buccaneers. Tampa favored by 6.5. Don't know if Justin Fields is going to play. Don't think it really matters that much. I'll go Buccaneers 30, Jets 20. 1 p.m. Raiders at the Commanders on Fox. Washington favored by 3.5. We still don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to play. This could be whoever wins the rushing battle wins. I'm still going to go Commanders, but low scoring. I'll go Commanders 21, Raiders 17. 1 p.m. on Fox. Falcons at the Panthers. Atlanta favored by 6.5. Mild upset, maybe? I think it's going to be close. I'll go Falcons 27, Panthers 24. 1 p.m. Texans at the Jags on CBS. Jacksonville favored by 1.5. I don't think the Texans are going to start off 0-3. I'm going to go Texans 28, Jaguars 24. 4:05 p.m. Big one in the AFC West. Broncos at the Chargers. Chargers favored by 2.5. Broncos on the road again. On the road again. I think the Broncos have something for them. Broncos 27, Chargers 24. 4:05 p.m. on CBS. Saints at the Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 7.5. Saints put up a fight last week. Darnold will probably keep the Saints in it by throwing a couple of picks. I'm going to go Seahawks 26, Saints 20. 4:25 p.m. on Fox. Cowboys at the Bears. Chicago's favored by 1.5. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody knows something. Maybe because the Cowboys defense is ass. Bears defense is ass. Could this be like another 47-40 game, 41-40, whatever? I don't know. I'll still take the Cowboys, but close. I'll go Cowboys 24, Bears 21. 4:25 p.m. on Fox. Big one in the NFC West. Cardinals at the 49ers. San Francisco favored by 1.5. Went back and forth on this one too. I just think the 49ers at home. Little home cooking. I'll go 49ers 27, Cardinals 21. 8:20 p.m. the night game. NBC. Chefs at the Giants. KC favored by 5.5. Look, I'm a Chiefs fan through and through. But until they can prove it to me on the field, this will probably shock people. I think the Giants are going to win. I really do. The Chiefs' offense scares no one. They can't run football. They just look disinterested for some reason. I don't know why. I'll go Giants 24, Chiefs 20. Monday night, a big one. 8:15 p.m. ABC and ESPN. Lions travel to take on the Ravens. Baltimore favored by 4.5. It's going to be close. But I'm going to go Ravens 28, Lions 24. So there you have it. Thanks to everybody that tunes in live. Enjoy the games this weekend. I think we're going to have some more surprises, but we'll see. Want to see how the Chiefs respond. Just a second here. Pardon me. How's Denver going to respond out that loss? How the Bears going to react to the ass kicking? How the Cowboys going to do off that emotional win? So we'll see. But enjoy the NFL games starting on Sunday with the Bills and the Dolphins. Have a great evening, everybody, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.